afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege for us to gather in front of you for a very, very important discussion on the way ahead for the Indian economy, where retail continues to be one of the top employers. So on that perspective, we'll quickly do a round of introductions before we jump into the discussion. So let's start with Satish.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Satish. I'm from Reliance Retail. I work on the Reliance portfolio for the strategy for finance, for franchising and franchise operations. I'm here to, share with the panel a few thoughts on disruption which we are looking at, and we look forward to the pointer questions which you would like us to discuss.
Sure. Thanks, Akash.
Hello. Yeah, hi. This is Akash Srivastav. I work with one of the oldest retailers of Bharat. I work with Reimagined India. We are now called Reimagined Lifestyle Limited.
Thanks, Akash. Krishnan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Krishnan. I work with Titan. I've been with Titan for about 10 years now. Worked across businesses, watches, eyewear, and jewelry. I've been associated with the jewelry business for the last 6 years now, and I lead operations for the large format stores as part of the jewelry division. Thank you.
Thanks, Krishnan. I'm Sandeep. I have been selling shoes all my career. Right now, I work with an organization called Nuvora, which are the principals. We're related to a German company, and we are the principals for a brand called Bugatti Shoes, which is one of the top footwear brands in Europe. And we are the leaders in formal footwear in Germany. Now, coming back to our discussion, the topic of discussion is cracking the scalability code in retail. Now, scale means different things to different people. To start off, I would request each one of you to help us understand what does scale mean, because if I look at it from our point of view, like Bugatti is a bridge to luxury brand. So for me, probably scale means 10 to 15 stores in a year, whereas it might be very different for each one of you. So let's start in that sequence to understand what does scale mean for each one of you, and has this approach changed post-COVID in the last 5 years? So let's start one by one with Akash.
Okay. So at Reimagined, we have about 1700 stores. We are a premium lifestyle brand, and we've got brands like Reimagined Ready to Wear, the Reimagined Shop, which is India's largest franchised brand in Bharat. We have about 1150 odd stores for the Reimagined Shop. Then we have brands like Color Plus, which is a legacy brand that we had bought over 2 decades ago. Then we have Park Avenue. Then we have Ethnics, which is an ethnic category brand with over 150 stores. A lot of them are franchised. And then we have a very boutique made to measure, which is like a bespoke tailoring for a lot of people. So for Reimagined, a brand that is synonymous with growth in Bharat, we are the largest in the country with over 650 city presence, and we have about 1700 stores. When we talk about scalability, the idea is to get to the last person, in Bharat. When we talk about our fabric business, a person driving a car for his daily needs, a driver to a top CEO, everybody can wear a Reimagined. We cater to almost everybody. We are part of everybody's life here. When it comes to marriage, the gifting of the fabric is so synonymous with Reimagined, that the wedding celebration happens with us. So we are known to scale. We've been the oldest one in the franchisee business, and we exactly know what scalability means for people, giving entrepreneurs a new lease of life through our stores. Last year, the FY25, we opened about 170 net stores. That's a big number, in the given situation that we are in right now, where there is apparently some kind of news with businesses doing good, bad, all kinds of things. So for us, scalability would mean that we reach to the right consumer, offer them the right price point brand. So we've got a brand which is very premium, Reimagined Ready to Wear. So we go to the top malls. We have a brand called Park Avenue, which is mid-premium. Then we have a brand called Parks, P-A-R-X, Parks brand. That is little towards the value side. The shirts would be typically 1300 to 1800. So we cater to a larger spectrum of people and consumers. So for scalability, when we talk about it, we want to get to all kind of audiences. And hence, for us, the numbers do matter.
Thank you. So has it gone any change over the last 5 years, or it still remains the same?
No, for us, I think we are fundamentally ingrained in the fact that every store has to make money. When Raymond sells a shirt or a piece of fabric, it cannot lose money. That is the core of it. If every business starts thinking that way, the businesses will be profitable, the franchisee partners would be profitable. So the core would be to make money right from the word go. So it has not changed fundamentally for us.
Thanks. Your view, Satish?
So for the group Reliance, for us, scale is a very different definition because in Reliance we retail across the entire country and across spectrum of offerings. So we have about 42,800 stores. Now what we're talking about is stores of Geo are there in every district, every taluk. That's the most distributed across in the country. Followed by, fashion and lifestyle has made stores of Reliance Trends, Reliance small town formats. We got Trends Man, Trends Woman, Trends Junior. We have created a format called Fashion World, which is for the Tier 2, Tier 3 and Tier 4 towns for franchise. So on the other end of spectrum, we are catering to premium, rich to luxury with Reliance brands where we are talking about La Martina, Gas, So there's a complete spectrum. We've also, in terms of what has changed, yes, there has been a shift in the way we have looked at things. The consumer requirements have shifted. So even the approach from Geo Retail has improved further in terms of getting to, make enablement of people get access to even smartphones at a lower price because online payments became an in thing for even a rickshaw puller to, a small retailer. Everybody wanted it, even vendors selling flowers, fruits needed that. And we came up with innovative hybrid phones, which was semi-smart, affordable, yet could do UPI payments without being button phones. So that was one innovation which kind of really was triggered and driven by pandemic. The other thing is we have now looked at the power of franchising, and which is why we are here as Reliance Retail. So franchising has been one of the tools for growing into the Tier 3, Tier 4 markets for Fashion World, for Reliance Footwear. A lot of formats are now getting into that. So we are partnering with regional partners. So that's another change where we see the strength of regional partners, regional associates, their expertise, their capabilities. We're leveraging that. And on the grocery side, there has been a big shift. We are also getting into quick commerce. We're getting to last mile delivery. We have fulfillment stores. Smart points have come up post-pandemic. So there's been a large shift in grocery also post-pandemic. Apart from the large format stores, we have a massive push on opening the smart points across. So it's been, I think it would not be right to say that there's only change post-COVID, but I think change is something which we are embracing every 6 months, every 1 year. Gone are the days where we could draw out a 5-year plan or a 3-year plan and run a strategy. I think consumer needs and preferences and tastes and demands are shifting very rapidly. Business models have to be agile and adaptable, and that's the new mantra for us. If we have to be relevant and we need to keep scaling to reach the last consumer we would like to reach. So that is in definition what we look at scale in Reliance.
Sure. I think Reliance and scale are synonymous with each other. So completely understand your views. So Krishnan, can we understand from your point of view?
Yeah, so I would like to give a different perspective to scale here. Since offline expansion has been touched upon by both of them from Raymond's and Reliance. As far as Tanishq is concerned, I think we have a network of 500 plus stores nationally now, with more than 450 stores being our franchisee stores. But then, since it was specific to the last 5 years, I'll put that into perspective. We realized that when COVID hit, a lot of our customers started browsing our website, wherein the traffic increased predominantly. So the first Akshay Tritiya, wherein we saw huge online traffic in 2020, that prompted us that there is a new avenue which is helping us gain business apart from our offline stores. So we created a CFT. It was called the Digital Leapfrog CFT. and through which we had to work towards scaling up our omnichannel business. And very happy to share that we have grown by 3.5x in the last 4 years as far as our omni business is concerned. And this was something which was not discovered prior to COVID. And currently, in the last 1.5 years, I would say, we have a new cohort created in the regions, which are called as a lead jockeys, wherein their only role is to work towards maximizing the online lead conversions and working towards higher ticket size and working towards monitoring the traffic as far as online leads are concerned. So they work closely with the backend team, and then this monitoring happens, which has helped us scale up to a overall turnover of about 5,000 crores from where we were at 1,500 crores prior to COVID hit us. So basically, this is a huge shift, and we are seeing a very positive momentum in this direction. And this, I would call it as a huge scale up as far as brand Tanishq is concerned, apart from our offline expansion and the top line which is generated from that. Yeah.
Very interesting. Thanks, Krishnan. So moving on, since we are sitting here at the Franchise India Summit, the physical store becomes very, very important. So the next question or the point that I would want to discuss would be the balance between offline and online, and what role do each one of you feel that the presence of the brand store does in the life of a brand as you are scaling across the country. We'll start in reverse order. So let's start with Krishnan.
I think when it comes to physical stores, I look at it with respect to 3 perspectives on why I would, as a customer, prefer visiting a physical store as against looking at purchasing online or looking for products online, basically, especially when it comes to jewelry. So one is the exclusivity when it comes to products. So in our large format stores, we have exclusive high value zones, which is a feature which you will not find in all the 500 stores across the country. It's available only in the large format stores, and the kind of merchandise which is available for customers is far, far premium. And since the factor is there that it is not available everywhere, that becomes a reason for the customer to visit the store as well. One more, this I would call it as an avenue again. We have created a property called as rarest of rare as far as our solitaires are concerned. So we have a mini exhibition put up in the stores itself, and this we do it periodically. It could be sometimes once in 4 months or once in 6 months. So this becomes a reason for the customers to look out for it as far as this particular occasion is concerned. And this ensures that there is a high traffic, and we are catering to the right target segment as well. It's not a spray and pray. We know who is the target segment, and we are catering to it. And apart from this, I think customers these days are looking for something extra for whatever loyalty they've been serving with the brand, associated with the brand, and then what do they get in return, apart from, of course, the product experience and so on and so forth. So there, I think 2 initiatives we have worked upon. One is ancestral jewelry refurbishing. So these days, a lot of youngsters actually prefer refurbishing of their old jewelry, which, let's say, their grandmom was wearing, and some modification from that, which they would want to preserve, just to ensure that the heritage carries forward across generations. So that's something which is a new value add, which we are offering, again, specifically at our large format stores. And apart from this, laser engraving. So this is related to the personalization aspect. So anybody would want some kind of a small engraving in, let's say, a pendant or a bracelet or any of your products, right? So this is something which is a unique feature as a personalization we are offering. So this is not something you can get online, and this is something for which you'll have to visit the physical stores itself, and it's a very special feature. We have got excellent feedback from our customers. It's been 2.5 years since we've started this initiative, and we are only going to be scaling up much ahead from here. Yeah.
Thanks. Satish, can we have your views?
So, in terms of online and offline, it plays out differently for fashion. It plays out differently for our grocery business. In fashion, we've seen a phenomenon that if we are getting a brick and mortar store into a certain geography, initially there is a lot of exploration, there is a discovery. The consumers want to experience the store, understand the concept, understand the entire range, offering, services. And over a period of 2 seasons, we see that such customers also start doing the omnichannel visits. So we start seeing a larger surge from such pin codes where we've explored new formats onto the online, onto your Agio, and then people are exploring the similar products, primarily because they have got a certain familiarity, a certain product comfort, a range understanding, and they have consumed it. And then now they are happier to take the convenience of doing online shopping. Obviously, are some benefits. If it's a season -1 or a season -2, they also get an additional advantage of discounts or bundle offers, which you get online. So that's the kind of behavior which you've seen. On the premium, on Reliance brands front, we've seen that where we don't have physical stores, there the aspiration of smaller town people to access premium brands is very high. And they come on to Agio because we have a lot of exclusive offerings on Agio, because Agio is the platform for RBL also. So all the brands, premium brands, are hosted there, in some of them in full price, some of them season -1, season -2. And we are seeing a lot of unexpected pin codes accessing premium brands and purchasing. So that's another experience which we have been able to see as a phenomena, and that's growing further. The third phenomena is on grocery. We've kind of seen that in the metro centers, quick commerce has been a big disruptor, and we have had to adopt the same methodology from our smart points. So the last mile of delivery through smart points, the hub and spoke methodology of the large store feeding the smaller store to the delivery point has become a new normal. That is the expectation. If you don't meet it, then they just shift. So that's the new normal we are embracing. We have driven it in 4 metro cities, and we're driving it further down. That's one. And second thing is, consumers are also looking at buying online, especially in tier 2 towns, tier 1 towns. If smart points are able to deliver online, they are even willing to wait. They're willing to wait for the convenience. They're not looking at quick commerce there. They're saying, give it to me on the same day, 4 hours, 6 hours deliveries are fine. So it's a little new learning for all of us. So the stores are getting into multifunctional approach. They have not just got to cater to consumers in the store, but consumers online also are being serviced as fulfillment centers from our stores. So that's been the kind of 3 vertical experiences we've had in terms of bringing the online offline experience together.
Sure. I think I completely agree with you, and this is something that even we have been experiencing, that even if a customer is coming to a Bugatti store, let's say in Select City Walk, then his propensity to buy us online, specifically in, let's say, Agio Luxury or Tata Click Luxury, becomes much higher. And the other way around is also true, that today when I look at the pin codes or the cities, I see we don't have a store, for example, a Bugatti store in Punjab.
Correct.
But the amount of shoes that are consumed or the orders that I get from some of these places online is significantly high, which probably tells me my next store should be in Chandigarh.
Correct.
So that's a learning that goes on both sides.
Correct.
So Akash, I think we would...
Yeah. So I'll begin with the current trends. A lot of D2C brands, what they've done, they were online first. So they exactly knew where the orders were coming from, the pin codes basically. This is how they detect orders. Now that when they got funding, they raised multiple rounds and they wanted to get into the brick and mortar, they exactly had the consumer, their buying patterns, and the areas from there, that they were making their purchases from. It was very easy for them to go and plant a store in one of the main markets over there. So this is how the trends have been evolving. So basically the omni-channel would be imperative for brands like, I'll not name, but then all the D2C brands which are coming to the forefront now. So that gives them one additional leverage of being where your consumer is already present, rather than opening a store and then waiting for consumer to come. So that gives them an immediate revenue leverage. Now for a traditional brand like ours, the legacy brand that we call, there are 4 or 5 of them, including Reliance, we are all legacy brands. For us, our consumer is a bit different. It's little more matured as compared to any of the startup brands right now. So we are 21 plus, for majority of the people. So for us, what would be important is that the touch and feel, the fabric, the design, the contours of the cuts, all of them are very important. People would consume the product with the experience that we give at our stores, and that is what we charge. When you buy a Raymond ready-to-wear shirt for 4,000, 5,000 rupees, you are not just selling a shirt, you are selling experience, you are selling lifestyle, you are selling a celebration for him. You just can't do that over online. uh, Online would have very different kind of merchandise at times for a lot of brands, and the kind of offers, the way that we bundle them would be very different. So when you have to experience the product, you come to the store. When you want to look for good offers, you go there. A lot of malls where we are consumed are also opting for omnichannel. So basically, an XYZ mall can have its own app. You don't have time to go to a Raymond store. You click on that mall's app, say for example in Orbit or Nexus or even a DLF. You go pick your store, a Reliance store or a Tanishq or our store. You pick up your product, it will be delivered to you in 2 hours. So even the malls are evolving, making them an omni-channel business rather than just a brick and mortar. They are sweating their asset more now.
Thanks, Akash. If I look at the last couple of years, one of the biggest buzzwords in the industry has been AI and data analytics and how it's going to change retail. So what I would like to know your views on is that has AI and data analytics helped your brands in anticipating demand, manage inventory, or personalize the customer journeys? So we'll start with you, Akash.
Okay, for us, I think on the inventory front, gone are the days where the seasons were only 3 or 4. Now, I would say that season is every month. The consumer is ever evolving. He's looking for fresh products every day, literally every day. The fast fashion has changed the way all those legacy brands were really operating in Bharat. For us, what happens is that how do you pick up the right design? How do you pick up the right cuts? How do you pick up the right colors? So we have park data from all our stores, and we operate from parks which is like mid-premium to a very premium brand like Raymond Ready to Wear. So we've got a spectrum of consumers who consume at different times with different colors. So we can actually predict what kind of merchandise would go into selling with what. So for example, half shirts would do better in what months? So we will sell more of those half shirts in certain parts of southern India where colors are very popular. So color plus would do very well. In Gujarat, people love colors. In Delhi and some corporate markets, people are more into whites and grey and blacks and blues. So we would send more of them. What is the time when people are buying more suits which are woolen, which are every day? So we have that kind of analysis and we send the stocks to our stores accordingly. Now on the AI helps us in making sure that inventory on the shelf remains for a lesser number of time, because the more you turn them faster, it is good for your business. So it doesn't have to lie on the shelf for 1 year. If it does, then your money is literally on the shop floor. So we want to make sure with AI and with data analytics that the franchises make money, the stocks are turned faster. When a consumer walks in, the product that they see on the shelf is fresher. Something that they found last time should not be found this time, so that they have more variety to choose from.
Sure. Satish?
So there are 3 areas where the data analytics has been very strongly leveraged. One of it is obviously demand planning, and if you look at the grocery business, there's been very strong regional demand planning which has been very put into place, because seasonal demands and there's a very big variance across the regions and across states, so that the data analytics has been in play and it's getting more refined by the month. So it has helped in the day covers, outages and shortages have become a thing of the past. So a lot of accuracy is there in the entire supply chain, back-end logistics. We have in-house brands now that we also have our own brands for the grocery, and we have private labels and we have suppliers. So the entire matrix is better managed now. On the fashion front, if you look at, we have in the large format, say trends, we have the entry price products. Now entry price products have a certain seasonality and a certain way of consumption. Now the analytics has helped us to ensure that we are at the optimum cover levels, at optimum supply levels. There is a back-end vendor readiness in terms of grade, fabric, conversion, and these are all linked using the entire data analytics and the modeling we have done. Likewise, even the fashion, where to pitch more fashion, where to pitch less, and because having an expansive network of over 2,500 stores, it's with a very diverse spread of metro cities, non-metro cities, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. It's a massive effort to categorize the stores, and the data analytics has helped us in ensuring that this optimization of stock covers has been very, very effective. The other thing which we have seen is, because of changes in competitive scenario, we have lost customers. So CRM has also been used, and the data analytics has been seen in terms of who are the lapsed customers, where have they gone, what is their migration, how do we get them back. So there are very strong tools which have been implementing with very focused CRM initiatives to win back customers at low cost, targeted campaigns using data analytics. Each region responds to different CRM tools, CRM props. So the engines are also being differently used in the CRM. So it's been another area of use for data analytics. So all in all, I think it's kind of helped us to refine our overall efforts and optimize our cost structure and get outcomes better.
Very interesting. I think what even we have seen in our experience in creating shoes, because finally we are a shoe designing and manufacturing company, is that with the inputs that we get from our seasonal sellouts, AI is today helping us design shoes for the upcoming seasons, where they are able to predict not just the colors, but even the silhouettes as well as the lasts, which are the ones that have done best for us. So they can predict colors, designs, and say that for, let's say, SS26, which are the most probable winners, hence what we should be investing them upon. So light from the quantities also to the structural designs. So that's something that is quite a new thing for us and still a work in progress, but we find it really interesting at Bugatti. Krishnan, your views on the same?
So I'll talk about how we are using AI as far as customer journeys are concerned. So we found that as far as our retail sales staff are concerned, their experience, the overall approach as far as the way they build rapport with customers and the way they engage with customers, this is not streamlined. So we found that there are some superstars who are sitting across all our large format stores and other stores as well, who can be the focal point as far as observing how the conversations are happening with the customers. So if you observe some cues and the AI reads it, and then we created some capsules, short capsules, which can be something which the new joinees as well as the laggard sales staff, wherein people who are not able to ensure a higher ticket size, people who are not able to upsell to a larger extent, or maybe a conversion issue which is happening over a period of time. So they listen to the capsules, then there is an assessment. Then the best part is when they are attending to customers, there is a live prompt which they will use as far as where do they go wrong. So it goes to them as well as their manager, who is typically the flow manager or the team manager. And then there is a prompt to the super boss as well of the sales staff. So this actually helps in doing some course corrections right away, because a jewelry transaction definitely goes on for more than about 1.5 hours minimum, right? So when it comes to wedding shopping, it goes on for 3 hours plus. So when that is the case, this helps a lot, because we ensure that even, let's say, by chance a goof up happens, or there is some mistake or some kind of a course correction which needs to be done, it happens then and there instead of a service recovery happening over a period of time. And very happy to share that because of this initiative, we have seen that the NPS scores of the laggard RSOs and the new joinees have improved by about 10 to 12 percentage points as compared to what it was before we deployed the pilot. And not just that, even we saw a huge uptick as far as their business metrics is concerned, and this is helping in the overall business of the stores concerned, and the markets are developing faster because of this.
Thanks. Following up on my earlier question on scaling and franchising, we would all logically agree the faster we grow, the distant it becomes from the headquarters when running an operations. So could you please share your experience in terms of how can the brand scale without compromising on the overall customer experience, personalization? What are the things that you would suggest so that the customer is still getting the same experience that they would have got from the first brand store, which probably was closest to the headquarters? We'll start with you only, Krishnan.
I think customer experience has become the fulcrum of any retail brand, especially post-COVID, I would say, because a lot of brands are focusing on personalization and premiumization. And when it comes to premiumization, when you're selling a premium product, you can't escape from offering a top-notch customer experience. If you don't do that, your customer is gonna choose your competitor, or maybe become dormant, at least for your brand, right? So we have a program which is called as Own Your Customer, wherein every single detractor who is giving a low feedback, poor feedback in our NPS portal, the area business manager along with the store manager speaks to the customer and then closes the feed immediately. And not just that, we also track the service recovery in terms of when is the next time we have won back the customer. So we feel that detractors are potential dormant customers. So in order to avoid dormancy win back as a concern, in order to avoid that concern, we are looking at winning back detractors on a consistent basis. So this program has helped us not only improve our NPS scores, because we are not chasing NPS scores right now, but we are working towards reducing our detractors and passives rather. Because as long as we do that, we as a brand will remain a healthy brand for customers to shop from, and then you'll obviously get your referrals and your new customers from the feedback which is shared by our existing customers. And apart from this, we initiated a program called as a Service Excellence Program. So here what we worked on is simple gestures and the cues which the staff need to pick up, not only the retail staff, this includes the admin staff also, be it your valets, your stewards, your housekeeping staff. What can be done to enhance the relationship with the customer? It could be some changes with respect to the hardware. It could be some changes with respect to the gestures which they are offering to customers, right? So all this goes a long way, and sometimes when you goof up, the customer doesn't talk about it immediately, but it stays in the mind of the customer, and we believe in that. So which is why when we started this program, we modified our audits as far as customer walkthrough is concerned, and we saw fantastic results because of this turnaround. And this has helped us enrich our customer experience, especially post-COVID. This was something which we had followed earlier, but we increased the rigor because of premiumization and personalization being the buzzwords, especially in the last 5 years.
Thanks. Satish?
So in case of fashion and retail, for us, customer satisfaction more than NPS is driven through the results we see in terms of conversion, basket size. These are strong reflections of the customer, because in our case, customers express their satisfaction, dissatisfaction through their conversions or their basket size. So we've seen that a lot of it is to do with the visual merchandising standards, the display standards, the availability, because that's the core level of service which we are offering. Let's say if you're looking at our flagship brand Trends, the core of the offering is about having your entry price point products well stacked and available on the tables at all the times, the right colors and the right fits being available. If you look at the fashion lines, the completeness of the fashion lines for that season which are there available. So, and then the core products, obviously, when you're talking about the denims or you're talking about the basic kurtas, those lines need to be available. So as and whenever we have seen some disruption in our supply chain availability, we see an immediate impact in terms of the consumer satisfaction is determined by the conversion drop or by the basket size drop. So it's been very synonymous to that. So now we have, using the what we spoke about, the predictive modeling and the data analytics and the AI, we are ensuring that there is complete availability and there is complete we are taking care of the key lines and we are ensuring availability. So that itself is a big plus for the consumers, and that's how we see the impact. Obviously, it's a very different phenomena when you're talking about premium brands, because there the NPS and the consumer satisfaction scores are very closely monitored. But having said that, the number of stores are limited to the top 10, 12 cities in the country, because that's the kind of positioning. So there's a very strong control and an operating paradigm we operate with, and we ensure that there is retraining, there is customer retention, and CRM initiatives are taken, because these are very premium customers in the entire portfolio, and that's monitored very closely. So that's how we are working on both the ends.
Sure. Thanks.
Being cognizant of time, I think I'll rush through this. So basically, it starts being proactive. So when you design your franchisee models, you have to create an ecosystem where your inventory management, your staff training, your CCTV monitoring, your sales analytics, everything has to fall through whatever you have designed. Otherwise, when we operate in 650 cities, right from our Thane, Mumbai office, it becomes very difficult to go and monitor everybody. So we would also look at the kind of merchandise being offered, the kind of franchisee satisfaction scores, the kind of consumer scores that that we get, the kind of feedback that we get. How quickly can we address those feedback, be it written or through email or whatever channel? The loss of consumer would be loss of business for us. So we make sure that even at the franchisee end, we do a follow up with them that, hey, there was a consumer who came in, did not buy something, he went back, or he bought and did not have the right experience, he wrote back to us. So what are you doing to make sure that next time he comes back to you? So we kind of close that loop in a way that the consumer comes back happy to us. That is how we are able to manage right at the Thane office, managing over 1700 stores with over 650 cities and over 1000 franchisees.
Thanks, Akash. Since we are running short on time, we'll quickly do a 10 seconds each for the last question, which is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to an entrepreneur who's trying something for the first time to scale their business in retail? We'll start with you, Akash, and then quickly roll through.
I think few keywords. First, be passionate. Think why you want to be an entrepreneur. Third, for me, would be whatever business you want to get your money in, do a very, very good study. Follow up with the other franchisees who have invested in the brand, whether you want to sell that brand or that product, whether you are extremely passionate and you think it will be scalable for you. What kind of bandwidth is required from your side? Do you have to sit on the galla every day and manage the business, or you can still remotely do? So do 5-point check. If you are happy doing that, then only take up this thing. Thank you.
Thanks. Satish?
See, very quickly, sustainability is one key word I'd like to say. Sustainability of practices, sustainability of financial models, sustainability of SOP, sustainability of your supply chain, customer retention. So sustainability across the spectrum of all your functions, scalability across all the spectrum of all your functions is the key word. And if these two are not met, then franchising should not be done until that is established.
Sure. Thanks. Krishnan?
I think it's very important to stay updated on the latest trends in jewelry. For example, lightweight jewelry and modern gold as a category, we've seen a huge growth. So that's something which we need to keep in mind. So staying updated on trends. And I think very, very critical right now would be to be prepared to customize and go beyond the regular as far as your customers are concerned, because customers are not going to be okay with only the regular kind of products. You need to be customizing. You need to work on things which you have not done in the past and ensure that you excite them even better. And so you need to put that extra effort. So I think that's something which has to be there in the top of the mind.
Thanks, Krishnan. So that was a very interesting discussion, and thank all of you for being a very, very strong participant, putting in your views. In case there are any questions from the audience, we'd like to take probably one or two. If not, can we have the mic there, please? The gentleman on the left. Could you please quickly introduce yourself and the question and whom it is addressed to?
Yes, okay. My name is Sayyam and I am a qualified chartered accountant. So my question is, what is the future of lab growns in today's world? Future of lab grown then.
Okay. So interesting question. We believe that as far as lab grown is concerned, it is catering to a segment of customers. So, and that segment is only going to be growing. So as far as lab grown is concerned, it doesn't mean that natural diamonds are only going to be the preferred product as far as customers are concerned, because of course this offers value for money, but as far as the purity is concerned, with natural diamonds it's going to stay. So I definitely see that lab grown diamonds have a bright future at least for the next 4 to 5 years, but beyond that it really depends on what kind of industry within lab grown itself gets developed within the organized players, because right now we see that a lot of players are entering into this lab grown space itself, but sustenance could be a question mark with some of them, because this is something our customers have also shared with us. As far as gifting is concerned, they have preferred lab grown. As far as own jewelry purchase is concerned, they have preferred the natural diamonds and all of that. So we'll have to see over 5-year horizon what happens exactly, but for now I think it is poised for a healthy growth.
So adding to that, I also want to ask, like, these top brands Tanishq and Kalyan are going to enter into lab grown diamonds or not?
For now, it is only at a contemplation stage. Nothing has been finalized. But even if we come up with something as an independent vertical, it'll take some more time because we need to assess how the industry is shaping up. Like how many speak about AI, right? So it's too early for things to be implemented, and similar is the case with lab grown, is what we believe. So we don't want to quickly step in. Rather, we would prefer observing on what's happening and then taking a call. Also, because we have a legacy of about 29 years right now, so there is no reason why we should step into this in a hurried fashion rather than just wait for it and then take a call.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.